Good evening. Welcome back to my channel Literati. Today I want to offer a few pointers on The Handmaid's Tale. The Handmaid's Tale is a dystopian novel which came out in 1985 and the author is Margaret Atwood. By a dystopian novel, we mean a novel or a work of fiction which does not specify, to quote Walter Allen, a meticulous fidelity to facts. In fact, it is not a representation of reality at all. Rather, it is an imaginary portrayal of a society which might exist in the future. And it also imagines reality in the worst possible case scenario. These dystopian novels can be in the form of allegory or they can be futuristic, and they are definitely a work in which the worst fears, neuroses, uh, apprehensions, and uh, the fact that these things might happen in the future is the impulse which creates these novels. If we look at the history of dystopian novels, we can go back to Swift's Gulliver's Travels. We also have novels in the early 20th century and the 20th century. Margaret Atwood's novel The Handmaid's Tale was published in 1985, but we have writers like George Orwell and Aldous Huxley, whose novels, George Orwell's 1984 and Animal Farm, they were written in the 1940s. Aldous Huxley's Brave New World came out in 1931. In the 1950s, Lord of the Flies, which was written by William Golding, was published and which won the Nobel Prize as well. Brave New World and 1984 are futuristic novels. Animal Farm is in the form of an allegory, and uh, Lord of the Flies also portrays an allegorical situation. One thing which has come to my mind and which is a point of similarity between Animal Farm and Lord of the Flies is that both use the symbol of pig, the animal pig, as a representation of values which are despotic and which are autocratic and which are an abuse of powers. And we must remember that pig